Hello, and welcome to the CDO Magazine interview series. My name is Channie Mize, and I'm the general manager for Slalom, Ohio. Today, I have the pleasure of interviewing Tracie Wichman, who is the Chief Technology Strategy Officer at Fifth Third Bank. So I think we all know that technology should be used in service to human beings, leveraging that system. To facilitate this end goal, effective change management and adoption are critical that should be leveraged, ensuring the deployment is seamless and value additive to the end user.
Mhm.
At Fifth Third, the organization is deploying ProSci in an agile manner and allowing people to create technology as it supports a business need, e.g., citizen development. So here today with me again is Tracie Wichman, and I have some questions I'd love to ask you. Thanks again for coming. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate the opportunity to have this important conversation with you this morning.
Perfect. Well, first question. If you would, share with us your ethos around human and technology. Why do you think this matters?
Absolutely. So Fifth Third is all about ensuring that we have the right digitally enabled experiences for our customers and the best human interactions when that matters and is most valued by our customers. So we really want to make sure that we're using technology to improve accessibility to our services, to reduce friction when doing business, and to reduce any kind of mundane tasks that are not the best and highest use of human talent. So we want to really make sure that we're freeing our employees to focus on their work and the interaction experiences that are really require human touch to create the best customer experience possible. And we think that this is really a key enabler to have Fifth Third become the one bank that people most value and trust. That's why it matters.
Yeah, I love that. I love what you said about how building a better experience for your people actually then turns around and generates a better customer experience. Why do you
Yes.
think there's a connection there?
Well, I think that there is such a connection of making sure that you've got the best talent in order to drive the best customer experiences. People's expectations around the service and their experience just goes up and up and up. And so in order to make sure that we are delivering the customer experiences that delight, we need to have the right talent. And getting the right talent and really importantly, retaining the right talent requires giving people a really fantastic employee experience. So one of the ways that we can do that is to make sure that we're making the best use of their time, again, by using technology to reduce tasks that are either high friction or so routine that they don't really require human interaction. So making employees' lives easier, and then also from a change management perspective, ensuring that people understand the evolutions and the technologies and the processes that we're introducing into the environment. These are always intended to make it life easier for our customers and for our employees. But if people aren't aware of what's changing, that can become a negative employee experience as well. So really focusing on doing thoughtful change management, giving people the right information that they need to be successful every day is one of the ways that you can ensure that you're retaining the top talent.
Yeah, absolutely. And so kind of leading into that, what do you see as critical success factors in organizational change management?
Absolutely. I think that for many people and a lot of executives, think about change management as something that happens kind of right before you go live. And then you introduce people to the fact that something is changing. And so I think actually kind of shifting left in the feature development cycle and ensuring that people are caring for and thinking about how they will introduce and entice people to adopt the change at the very beginning, long before you get to a point of deployment, is really key here. I think that some of it is understanding the human process of adopting to change, and also some of it is thinking about this from a responsible product management perspective, that your product isn't really delivering value until your customers or your end users are using it as intended. consistently. And so when we introduce this as part of the conditions that are required for a definition of done for any of our product features or our technologies or changes to our environment, it seems intuitive, but it is a big mindset shift of this isn't just a send out a communication right before it goes, but really think about the ways that you entice people to want to use your product, and employees are customers too, for a lot of our for certainly a lot of our technology shops. And so I think that mindset shift has been what's really critical in ensuring that we have a successful approach to change management and adoption.
Absolutely. One of the things that you had shared when we spoke last time was this notion of citizen development, which is
Mhm.
kind of building on what you were already talking about. Can you share more about what you mean by citizen development and how that's been helpful?
Absolutely. So um, we have so many fantastic tools at our disposal nowadays. You don't have to be a very skilled engineer or application developer to be able to use some of the Microsoft Power Apps tools as an example. And you know, people really, really want to solve their own business problems. And there's a tremendous sense of empowerment and pride that you can give to employees when you allow them to the people closest to the problem to solve it. And the tools just are the next kind of piece in the in the toolkit. Excuse the self-referential statement, but with these tools, you can have people set up their own workflows, begin to develop their own applications, and really make their own work lives better. And so the citizen development, when you introduce it in a responsible way that has the right guardrails around security and ensuring that you're not exposing, as an example, customer information or something that would be highly sensitive, into the broader internet-facing world, you can really, really, really release the creativity of people. And it's also a tremendous, I think, not only is it really great from a productivity perspective, it's also a really fantastic engagement experience for our employees, to be able to make their own work lives better.
Yeah, I can certainly imagine it's very empowering, and it also kind of builds in on that growth mindset. If
Yeah,
you have a problem, lean forward and go solve it. And that's a virtuous circle there.
exactly, exactly.
I love that. We wouldn't be kind of timely if we didn't talk a little bit about Gen AI. So
Yeah.
can you share a little bit about how you see Gen AI helping or maybe impeding progress, or kind of where are you in that spectrum?
Absolutely. So I think that this is yet like the latest series of technologies that can allow us to free up some of the human attention and decision making to where that matters. Being able to, to look at a wide variety of disciplines, to come up with a different answer instantaneously, is really something that I think has got a lot of promise in the corporate environment. It frees us up to allow people to pay attention to the decisions that matter from a human intervention, and one of those things is the decision um, on whether or not to accept the results of what comes to you from Gen AI. And so while so it's kind of the human stewardship of the new technologies, because they are so powerful, when you're deploying them in high stakes environment like financial services, you really do need to make sure that you still got humans kind of ensuring that the decisions are valid, the analysis is valid, et cetera. So I think that that's also another exciting and new place for humans to really to thrive and to be doing the work that is uniquely human, enabled by technology.
Yeah. No, I think that's so true. And I think we've all read the articles that say, people are going to be worked out of jobs from Gen
Mhm.
AI, or there won't be a role for people in certain fields of business. And to some extent, that may be true. But at the same time, I think to your point, it's allowing people to elevate and take on higher value work and maybe start at a different place. And so I think I heard a little bit about that in what you were sharing.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. I think that, while certain types of responsibilities will no longer be cared for by humans, there are new possibilities and new things that have to be cared for that are distinctly human. And so I couldn't agree more with what you say.
So thank you, Tracie Wichman, again for allowing me to interview you today. For all those who've been watching, please visit cdomagazine.tech for additional interviews. Thank you all.
Thank you.